Hey, what's up, everybody? This is T-Bone here. Welcome back to another stream. And today we're going to be talking about legendary game of heroes and also do some deck building if possible. We're going to be looking at the event itself. We're going to take a look at the cards, and I'm going to also kind of try to give my take on just how I feel about the team makeup and also what I think about this particular meta and any other things that happen basically this particular event so far. Because as you know, there were definitely some vocal feedback from the community, and what I wanted to do is at least talk about them, hear your thoughts about them, and give my take on it as well. And so I'm gonna go ahead and clear this one. I don't need this. And so a little bit late to the stream, a little bit late for starting it this time around, just because I had a school dance to go to, so that was fun. It was actually a lot of fun watching all the kids all dressed up. It was a costume Halloween dance too, so it was pretty nice. And so it's because of that, starting the stream late, but this might actually work a little bit better for those of you who are in a different time zone. So we see some people in the stream here. We've got Reaper and 2300 DJ. It's Chimeng Ong, Doug Carafini, and Morny as well. So welcome. And 2300, your quick and dirty deck is sucking at the ultimate boss. Yeah, so it is going to be difficult. Hopefully you guys had a chance to take a look at the video that I made yesterday on how you can take out the ultimate boss. And we're going to actually give that same deck or similar deck a try again. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to see if it works even with Frankie. Now, I don't believe it's going to be as strong, but it is going to hopefully work as well. And so, Nathan Vogel, thank you very much. Welcome to the stream, and happy Halloween to you as well. Rock for life, and Noelia. So, what I talked about in the last video, in case you haven't seen it, was basically how you can actually take on the ultimate boss, or for the Crusade. And the thing is, they made it extremely challenging because they basically will one-shot your team, even if you have a full team. And so, what I did was I kind of thought about the fact that Ultimate Crusader bosses don't actually have, they actually don't have any other debuffs, and so you can turn delay as much as you want. There's no time restraints or anything like that, and so it actually isn't that easy, that difficult if you have the card to do so. So I did a video last time with this deck actually, and I'm going to actually switch this out for Frankie, just so that I could actually sort of show you how whether this is feasible or not. And one thing you have to remember, and I made this mistake multiple times, is if you ever use an event card like Frankie, for example, it boosts only guild versus guild, and so don't make that your leader. Instead, make any of your support cards the leader, and you should be fine there. And so let's see. So Morning, you're using the previous Earth Commander with 2 event cards you got from the tiers, and it works well. It's good. And so yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some options, and I'm going to talk about the cards here. And I mentioned this in the Tuesday stream, but I really do feel that this is a really good sort of good deck for future deck building. And so let's go and take a look and see how we do. And I can't take on. I suppose what I could do is I could just go ahead and do some fights right now. We're gonna try and take on 2-1, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use this team. So I managed to get a second count actually from the 500 gem pull, and so I was able to get another. I was able to get another count, but I wasn't able to get the ultra rare, so that I couldn't get the ultimate form, which is unfortunate. I did get Frankie. Because I was able to obtain some gems, just enough to get tier 4, so I got that, including another relic there. So I'm actually happy to have another Frankie. It's even though it's an event card, it's a lot weaker than the Master Collection card, but still I kind of feel like I really wanted to just get the Frankie card, just kind of for completeness and sort of see how it would work as well. So I'm hoping to be able to kind of show you guys how this works, and also if you guys are having any issues, obviously we can talk about that as well. So John Gomez, welcome to the stream here. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of going through the Crusade levels, and just gonna go ahead and go and activate everything. So how are you guys doing in terms of the Crusade events? I mean, like, you probably are all swimming in keys right now, like I am. I went through 4 ultimate levels yesterday, and I had about 150 or so keys. So that was actually really good for me. Now, personally, I'm actually on the camp of more keys are actually better. I don't mind so much the fact that we have more keys, and that could mean more people are gonna go hard. For me, I just like the fact that I can go and I can bring in the team, try it out. If I don't like it, then I can play another team and I can use the keys. I don't have to worry about it. And I have the keys now to actually play ultimate bosses, which I hardly ever do in commander events, just because I'm always saving keys for it. So we're doing 2-1 right now, so this isn't going to be very difficult. But what I wanted to do is see if there is a huge power spike between stage 1 versus stage 2 for the ultimate crusader boss, and we're going to validate that by using we're actually going to validate that by using Frankie instead, because if we can't make that work, then essentially it's going to be a bust for anybody who doesn't have the full event team. And so we're going to use this opportunity to also kind of validate this. All right, so I guess what I should do is, so you see here we have counterattack. So remember, the benefit of having your support card is you can actually clear it out. It's a surprise too that I didn't actually dispel it, even though I had 2 cards that dispelled it. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that right now, just so that we can use it and not actually worry about dying. And so let's go ahead, and what I can do is this, and here, and then let's see if that's enough to take out this boss right here. Should be enough damage right there. Yeah, so then we've got 105, and now with two counts here, I should be able to create enough power gems to take out the boss there as well. And so, John Gomez, you think you missed deck options? If I'm looking at decks, could I check out yours? Yes, I will take a look at decks in a little bit. Right after I finish the ultimate boss, I'm going to start taking a look, and we'll give some suggestions as well. And so now the reason why I say that, I think this is going to be a deck that is going to be good for deck building is because you can see the power of individual cards. And the Master Collection card is going to be, like, if you don't have the Ultimate form, and if you have a Master Collection card, you can also use that card in any other build that is in the future Earth Commander events, because as long as you have an Earth Commander skill point, you'll be able to take advantage of that card. And so you're always going to be able to get that. You're always going to have Earth Commander skill points, and so you're always going to be able to really get that power gems going. And so if you have the ultimate form too, like, that's even better, because you're going to be generating power gem 3s. But a couple of power gem 2s here, a couple of counts there, you're going to get power gem 2s, and you're going to be able to get power gem 4s on the board as well, like with just 2 of them, and that's going to be strong enough. And so now let's take a look here. Right, so we're going to actually decrease the overall power of our team by not using the count. We're going to use Frankie. We're going to have 3 support cards and a Yoran Swarmer. What I want to do though is I think this is fine. I do have 3 relics for the spirit, but I feel like this isn't going to make too much of a difference. They're not really powered. They're not really powered relics anyway. So let's go ahead and give this a try and see how much damage we're actually going to be able to deal using just Frankie. So this is going to be a challenge in itself. And if we don't take it out, then at least we know. And I'm not too sad about it, because I have enough keys to go through it. So it's 5 keys as an experiment. So we're going to give this a try. All right. So as I meant, like, one of the things that we talked about is you do want to make sure that you have enough commander gems to be able to power up Yoran in the first turn. If you don't, then you might need to look at some of the Generation 2. There is the Technological Relic as well as the Spirit Relic. They both power up Earth cards, so you can get Earth gems using those. And so that is another way to also get initial gem spawn. And so if you don't have enough commander relics, that would be how you want to play it. All right, so let's see here. We're gonna basically we're gonna get to 150 at this point. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go ahead and activate this right now and see how we do. Obviously, you would want to activate the Yorn Swarmer. And now let's see. So there's gonna be less power gems, and it's power gem ones, so it's gonna be less powerful. But still, it is going to be a start. Let's see how much we can chip it down by. And this is going to be, you can see we can actually make visible difference. Now, of course, once we get to stage 5, it's probably unlikely we're going to get that. But to know that we can still go to stage 2 and make a little bit of a dent even on just half of that, I think that's a good sign. And so we're going to take a look again, and let's go ahead and make sure that we match enough gems. Right, so the reason why I'm doing this with Frankie is because I wanted to show number one, a reasonable budget-friendly type deck that is possible to take out this boss. And the second thing I wanted to talk about is, I wasn't actually too upset about the change to the difficulty of the ultimate boss, just because I was kind of getting bored of the commander events personally. Like you go to, I was just doing stage 1 all the time, just the stage 1 bosses, and I was basically just using the loot keys to go through, and there was just no challenge. Like even if I played the first level, like I would go in with my team and I would basically take it out in one shot. And so there was just zero challenge, and it just didn't feel very like, it just wasn't very challenging. I guess I'll just leave it at that. And so this at least made me kind of think about the team makeup a little bit, and it was exciting. Like, it's been a while since I was actually able to come up with it's been a while since I needed to come up with a team that really made it, that is a little bit different from the norm, that used weaker cards to really take on a strong boss. And so I was kind of excited to be able to do that again. And so to me, that's just kind of how I felt about it. And so what we saw here is that Frankie by itself was able to deal about a quarter of a damage, I think. And so what that tells me is that if you just have a single Frankie, it may not be quite strong enough with this particular setup once we get past stage 2, at least not in the short period of time. And so that is something to consider, in that you could still take it out eventually, but it's going to take a long time. I think by stage 5, it's probably going to require multiple hits, and it might take quite a while. Like as you can see here already, this is already taking a lot longer than than the team with the count, for a couple of reasons. One, the count actually has a killer bonus applied as well, so it's dealing double the amount of damage. And 2, it is Power Gem 2s versus Power Gem 1s, and so the overall damage is going to be stronger, and there's also a higher commander bonus, etc, etc, etc. And so this is definitely a weaker version of the deck. So if you have 2 Frankies, it could potentially work, but then I'm concerned about the ability for you to then be able to power up the Yorn Swarmer. So you're going to have to find a different option to do so. You might want to consider using some of the passive gem spawners to be able to help out here. But I really like this setup here, because I can always power up my Yorn Swarmer without any issue, and this is going to be an attack where we take out the boss. So again, this is possible through stage 2. It is a very viable option, and you can see like I really sort of decrease the power of my team total. It took a little bit longer, but at least for stage 2, I think this is more than okay, so that we can at least go through these stages and earn quite a bit of keys, so that you can make some progress there. And so let's see, Rock for Life, you don't have to play with the cards, use your first and second, third teams. Okay, so I will take a look at your cards next, Rock for Life. So first I'm going to take a look at John Gomez, then we're going to go into Rock for Life. And then let's see, Cody, first live stream you caught? Well, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining me here. And Mr. Hawklands, is it important that we have the current event cards as leader, or can I use any previous cards as leader? As long as you have any card that powers up your team is okay. You don't need to have the current event cards. Like being leader doesn't impact your overall damage. What I should say is being the event card won't change the damage output boost or the health. So that you just take a look at the leadership bonus here. As long as you use the support card, the Master Collection card, or the ultra rare card, or the ultimate form from any Earth Commander event as a leader, then you should be fine. So in this case, I used Isabel, not the current event, as a leader, and I got just the same output. Wes Wolf, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you again. And Chris Parsons, where do you get the Soul Draining card? The Soul Draining card. Are you talking about Yorin Stormers? So Yorin Stormers is a card that you cannot get, unfortunately, from the... There's two affinities where you cannot do this. So you cannot get this one, and there's also the dark one, Starcaller Warrior, which you can't get. But it is available in the store, so that, you know, like every 40 weeks or so, they actually rotate the cards in. So you know how like you can earn the cards through your quests. So if you look in the quest, you look in the rewards, it's not there this time. So if you take a look at this, so like this time around, it's actually not there. This time it's actually the Swarm Heart and also the Golem. So which one? The Earthbound Protector. And so it's not going to be available this time, but next time you see it in the event, definitely you want to make sure that you grab it and keep it. Okay. And so... yeah, so Carlo, hopefully this is going to help you guys out. All right, so what we talked about is, what we said is we're going to go into John Gomez's team, followed by Rock for Life. So we're going to go in right now, Dementius. And how you guys like the updated background here? I kind of changed it a little bit once more. I even though I really, really like the Relentless Scholars team, I kind of felt like with all the gold and all the brightness, I felt like it might have been a little bit overpowering to the overall look and feel. And I just kind of changed it a little bit. I just kind of, you know, want to at least change things up and see how things go. All right, so this doesn't look like your team. So let's see. Let me double check and make sure. Dementius. So I don't... So this is where I get to. I think you need to give me exact spelling, and also if there's any words that's missing, you have to let me know. Otherwise, I don't think that this is the right team. So instead, we're going to go into Rock for Life. And let's see. The Reaper, am I opening packs today? I have 605 gems, so I think I'm going to be saving my my gems. I'm not sure if I want to spend the gems on a single card chance, just because like the chances are so low for me to get what I need. I'd rather just kind of wait for other opportunities. Like I'm okay not pulling the ultra rare, to be honest. And also there's a chance for me, if they continue this trend of, you know, making the next vault available, you know, sort of like a vault available for the previous event, then I'll probably wait for the next Earth Commander event and then see how I like that. And I might choose to then invest in getting ultimate form for this team. But I'm not really concerned too much about this. All right, so let's see. So we got event 1, 2, and probably these two. And so let's see, you want to ask, I guess your question is, how should you use this? And the team works well with the reset deck, actually. And what I find is, because you have the count in here, you don't actually need to really reset. So this is a reset deck where after you use it, you can reset it again. But because of the count, that can create so many gems, you can actually save yourself. You know, you don't have to include it. So in this case, it really is just activate everything. You would activate your support card in the cases where you're hit by counterattack, or if you feel like you need a little bit of a heal. And so this is a good team. You basically just want to, I would say, once you reach about intensity, and let's see, you have the ultra rare card here, right? So this is the ultra rare card. So once you've reached, I would say, skill point, you know, let's say, I think after 3 attacks. I think after you do 3 attacks, so that'll be turn 3. After turn 1 initial hit, then you do another attack. And then after the 3rd attack, I think you should be more than okay to just, you know, activate everything and then, you know, take the boss out. Even against ultra rare, I think if you want it to be safe, you can just push it up to 300. The way to play this deck really is you can choose any time to activate if you want it to, but 300 is going to be the best time to activate, because that's when you're going to get the maximum number of power gems. But the thing is, you only really need it now for ultra kill bosses, and overkill, because you don't need to get overkill for your legend cards. You don't need it for solo bosses. You can just go ahead and use it whenever and just take it out. I think you're gonna be. I think this is the reason why this deck is really easy. This card, the Count, it's really easy to use. Just take a look at your skill point and just kind of choose when is a good time to use it, and we can sort of see, right? So basically every 12 commander skill points gives you one additional power gem. And so if you kind of multiply it, so then 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. So if you think about it, multiples of 60 gives you 4 additional power gems. So you can do 60, you can choose a 120. So 60, 120, 180, 240, and then finally 300. You can also go in those increments, and you can always, so basically you always get 4 additional power gems, right? So if you start at 60, then you're going to have 6 power gems, and then I think 120 is going to be a little better, because then you're going to go, you're going to have 10 power gems on the board plus your relics and everything else. I think that's going to be more than enough. So those will be the magic numbers to really look at. Whistle, the backdrop is good. It's better, easier to see. Yeah, so that's kind of, I kind of look back at the videos, and despite my my love for that team, I actually have that poster myself, actually. I decided to probably just kind of change it up a little bit more easier on the eyes with a little bit darker background there. So thank you. And Sylvie T, thank you very much for subscribing. And Cody Man, this is Chico Treat. And so let's see, John Gomez, it's Dementius. Okay, so that would be that's what I missed there. So let's go and take a look. So Rock for Life, let me know if that actually helped you. And then for the first team here, where you have Frankie, so then you would use Frankie the same time that you would the Count. And Isabel is going to be the ultra rare that you'll want to use to activate. And so in this case, I would just recommend that you put the team in a order that is going to help you. So I think if you're just activating from right to left, then I'll be okay. Basically, you just activate I personally like to activate Frankie last. So I like the order you put in depending on which direction you go, because Frankie actually would activate, when you activate, it creates power gem once. And so typically when you have multiple cards that can create power gems, you want to activate one that creates the highest amount of power gems. And so in this case, it's going to be Willa and Quick and Dirty with their power gem 3s. I think Quick and Dirty is power gem 3, right? No, actually, power gem 4s. So I would actually recommend that you go with Quick and Dirty first, then go with Willa. So then do Quick and Dirty, Willa, and then I would then put in Kaginawa in the middle, activate that, and then go back to Quick and Dirty, Willa, followed by the Count. The reason for that is you want to maximize your chances of overriding your power gem 3s to a, basically you want to increase your chances of getting all power gen 4s. And it kind of is a waste to go power gen 4 powering up a power gen 4, right? So you want to use up all of your power gen 4s first to fill up as much board as possible, then the ones below it to start filling in the gap. Remember that your power gems will actually upgrade each other. And if you use Frankie last for the power gen 1s, then it's less of a waste, right? Like the best case scenario is that it upgrades the power gen 3s to power gen 4, but then if it goes on to a power gen 4, it's not as much of a waste compared to if you were to go the other way around. So Rock for Life, I would actually switch it up so that you put your ultra rare card in the middle, and then you can activate right to left. Now, if you're more used to a left to right activation order, then I would put Quick and Dirty on the far left, position 1, followed by Willa in position 2, then ultra rare card, then the Count, and then Frankie. So that would be the direction that I would go in. So Darren, welcome to the stream. First time live. Thank you very much for joining here. I kind of figured that, changing the time a little bit, I would lose most of the East Coast people, but I probably gain a little bit more of sort of the Europeans time zones, just because it's, or maybe sort of an Asian Pacific time zones as well, because of time difference. So glad you can make it. Thank you very much. Hopefully, hopefully you enjoy the time here. So let's see. Are there any alternatives to Yoran Pest Swarmers? So there is another card that you can use. It's also a spirit card, I think. And that is going to be, let's take a look here. So it's going to be Earth. I can't remember the name, but it is going to be one of the Ifrits. And so let's take a look here. Is it Disgust? Disgust Ifrit? So not sure if this card is actually... I'm not sure if you can actually get this either. But this is another card that also delays, and it has a higher gem requirement though, 24 instead of 20. So if you've ever earned this in the past, you can then buy it back. It's just that you can't buy back Yorn Swarmers from the shop. So that's the only thing. You could try and earn them from... You could try and potentially earn them from, let's see. You could try and earn them from these... Who am I looking at? Down here. You can try and earn them from these campaigns, like, you know, like recruiting heroes. Sometimes they actually show up there, but it's a little bit rare. Now, if you don't have a turn delayer, another thing you can try and use, again, this is only available, this is an option that's available if you have it, but Earth creature wise, you could use an immunity card, so that you could actually get, you can actually get yourself some immunity, so that you could activate this every single turn, and you can get some immunity. But then it'll be harder to activate with the other team, that because you kind of need that 2-turn, need that 2-turn sort of grace period. And so any other alternatives, I haven't really seen one that works great, but we can take a look now, right? So we can take a look at the Earth cards. And so if you don't have that as a delayer card, some of the other options that you might consider, because the thing is, you're going to get one shot. And so you could use Macrine. So Macrine is a card that will at least revive you one time. And then you could have another card. Basically, you can revive one time, and then you could use a general, a regular turn delay card. So like, for example, you could use a Reforged Hippolyta. And so that's going to be Commander. You can take a look at the Reforged Hippolyta, which also does turn delay, right? So this is the regular Hippolyta, but then if you use... So Hercules is a turn delay card, for example. This card is available in the Dust Shop. It only, sets it by 1. Let's see, any other cards there? I think... The one I passed earlier, there's also Quetzalcoatl is a turn delayer. Basically, all of these cards will be a turn delayer, but then what that means is you have less turns before... You basically have to activate your Master Collection card earlier so that you can deal enough damage to take it out. And I think 4 turns is probably what you need. So then if you can do, first turn, and then you do a revive with Macrine, then you'll probably do a turn delay, and then you can revive yourself for a 3rd turn. That might actually be sufficient for you to then power up using a combination of Frankie, and I would then say, if you have Frankie and Master Collection card, go for it. Like, so it's kind of like a different play style. So let's put that theory to test. So Mr. Hawklands, have I ever bought gem packs? Oh, I've bought gem packs plenty of times before. I haven't for a while, and I think that over the last stretch of events, I've actually just been using whatever I save up, either from winning or every 2 weeks I go through the bounty events, so I get gems there, and then just whatever opportunities I have to earn gems, that's when I save up. And just by placing well enough in Emperor's League gives me just enough. And I do have VIP, so I get 300 gems every day. So let's see. So West Wolf, you don't have turn delay in Earth Affinity, so need to take out the Crusade Ultimate Tune 2 hits. Basically, you have multiple copies of the count, only one ultra rare. Is it worth dropping the UR for the map? I would say probably for the map, because I think it's more valuable to have a turn delay card. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to try and see if I can come up with a team that can take out the ultimate boss without Yorn Swarmer. So that's going to be the challenge right now. We're going to try this, and let's see if we can make that happen. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a count and a mummy. So I could use 2 counts, but then it would be kind of hard to say, oh, this is such an easy team to use, anybody could do that. But I think that you'll probably want 2 cards. I think you probably want 2 cards that can generate enough. And you'll want a turn delay card that is not Yorn Swarmer. And so, do I have one though? Like, I have to also double check and see if I have. I might need to buy a card back. So let's see. I might need to buy a card back, but I think I have Hippolyta, Reforged Hippolyta, right? So Reforged Hippolyta. Where are you? There you go. So Reforged Hippolyta will do 1 turn delay. So let's go ahead and put her in. And I might want to put another turn delay card, right? So, and I'm going to cheat a little bit because I don't have Macreen. Don't really want to have to buy him back because then I have to dust more cards for him. But we'll see. Let's see what else I have. Because I guess the way I said it was 1 Macreen and 2 turn delay cards with relics. I was kind of thinking, could I just cheat and put in a revive relic? But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do what I said I would do. And so what I need is Macreen and another. Oh, I have Macreen, so I can put him in here. So Macreen is going to be a revive card, so you can actually revive with Macreen. And now we have 1 turn delay. So now what we got is 1 revive, and we have 1 turn delay because this card delays you 1 turn. And now if we can get another turn delay card, that will give us 3. What's with the all caps? I do have Macreen. I never got rid of it. I thought I dusted it for some reason, but I did keep it. And so is there another turn delay card that I can use right now? Or maybe a card that gives me immunity would work as well. I don't think I have it. And so of all the cards I have in here, none of these are going to give me any immunity. And so I will have to buy back a card. So let's go to the Codex. Emotional roller coaster. Oh, by the way, so then now MTM is here. I just wanted to give a quick plug there. He's been writing a lot of really good articles in the Medium. So I'm not sure if you could put a full link MTM, but go ahead and put in like just, some way to tell people how to get to your articles. He writes really good articles. It's a pretty enjoyable read. So make sure you go and check it out. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to use, let's just use a Fable. So the problem now is, my concern is I'm using 2 cards that are Generation 2. That's probably going to be okay, right? So I'm using Earth Fable. Is it not Fable? Earth Honored, maybe? I think it's Honored. Okay, so Hercules is Honored. I'll buy 1 back. It's going to be 30. So then, so we're going to have basically 2 turn delay cards, but I do need to dust a card now. So let's see if I have anything I can dust right now. This is sort of like my life of ever dusting cards and trying to find a card that I don't need anymore. I guess I don't really care enough about Luana. I don't have multiple copies of her. I can just get rid of her. I can earn some additional dust as well. I can always buy her back if I need to because I only have 1 copy of her. So yeah, so medium.com @MTM. Yeah, no, I don't think it allows you to actually get did I not sell it? Did I not sell? Let's go ahead and sell it. All right, so now we are back to under my card limit, and we're going to go ahead and build this team, and we're going to see whether or not it actually works. So I've got 2 turn delay cards. I've got 2 turn delay, 3 Generation 3 heroes, no revive relic, and we're going to do our best to see what we can do here, okay? So if this works, then that's another option, but I don't think it's going to be something that will work really well long term. And so we're going to use the 3 relics here so that we can get at least 3 power gems. And let's see. So I have Honored and I have Honored. Right? These 2 are both Honored. Do I have anything that powers Honored? Earth Honored? I don't think so. Oh, no, I do. This one powers Honored, right? Yep, this one powers honor, so I'll use that. And then the final one, I'm going to go ahead and use my grappling bat. All right, let's give this a try. Queen 212, how do you contact me afterwards? So just go ahead and message me on the network app. You can always reach out to me. So now what we've got is we've got a bunch of options really. So we've got now a revive, we've got a free revive, and we have multiple turn delays. So we're gonna start with 1/1. Ultimate one. I'm not going to bother with 2 right now. I don't think it's quite powerful enough. So we've got 1 free revive from Matt Green. We're going to get another revive for free. Then we're going to have 2 turn delays. That gives us actually 5 turns to attack. So that's probably going to be enough, right? 5 turns. Ooh, actually that's going to give us 250 intensity. Might not be quite enough. Kiko, would it be wise to use a Slayer relic that has revive? Yeah, so that's the other thing that I thought about. I thought I could use it. It's just that not many people has that revive relic. This would be a case where it'd be good if you need that revive. So what we're gonna get is we're going to have. Ooh. Okay, so I forgot that I don't have my support card, so I can't actually guarantee a counter, and so. What I need to do is I need to do a turn delay, and I need to make sure that I attack. So let's go ahead and delay a turn, and we're going to do an attack, and we're going to take advantage of an additional free revive as well. So I'm going to go ahead and now do another turn delay, and we're going to make sure that so I'm going to drop this so I can get an attack in. So let's see, and then so now we've got 1 additional turn remaining. Yeah, this is not quite as. So how many turns do I get here? So 3 turns. So I'm hoping that I could actually. Let's see if we get 1 free. I think I get 1 more turn from. I think I can get 1 more from Hercules, I believe. So let's try this, and I think what we can do is we'll get attack. We're going to come back to life with a free revive this time, and I think I'm gonna get 1 more turn delay. There he goes. I get 1 more turn delay with Hercules. I guess I could actually put 2 Hercules instead, because then I could then activate them twice. And let's see, Hippolyta is also 3 turns, so I can activate 1 more time with Hippolyta now. So let's go ahead and activate this. So this is what is going to give us the basically the most number of activations. But what sucks right now is I don't know if I can actually match a gem. So let's see, what would be the way that can help me make a gem match? If only this was a power gem, then I could have done a power gem swap. But because it's not, so what I can do is if I do that, that's going to drop down to, okay, and if I do this, okay, so I can do this and that, I think. Oh no, that doesn't. I missed it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I can't do anything anymore. So I got 125 skill point. Let's go ahead and activate everything and see what we get. So we get almost a full board, not quite a full board, but close. Let's go ahead and activate and see if we can attack. So not quite strong enough with that team. So that theory didn't quite work out, but I think if I had 2 counts, or if I was able to do a gem match that time, then I could have actually taken out, just because I missed out on a few power gems, and that could have made a difference. So we tried. We gave the idea a try, but really close. I think that I would have liked to see that work, but it's worth that. That's why it's like kind of fun to just kind of play around and see. I think I could have made it work, but then that would require multiple copies of the count, and not having that last match also hurts. So that's unfortunate. Okay. And so let's see. Any other questions? Anything else that you guys wanted to see or talk about? Anybody else have any issues with the deck? I kind of feel like I want to just go back and try one more time, uh, just to see if it works. Do I have a better turn delay? Like, is there only one that did it only do one turn delay? Let's take a look. If there's one that does two turn delays, I would have liked to see that. Besides the Yorn Swarmers. So MTM, since you're in the chat, if you remember of any cards that does two turn delays, let me know. I would definitely try that. I'm trying to remember if there's anything, but I can't seem to think of anything right now that comes to mind. Like, I know that we've got Lady Agista for Dark that gives you 2, and then we've got Solus that gives you 2. I don't remember of an Earth card that does a full heal and 2-turn delay. Like, it's basically a card that's a 7-turn cooldown. That's the one I'm looking for. It's going to be a little bit older, but I don't know of one that does turn delay at this point. So let's see. Rilthark, I can't remember what it does. Battle skill basically just attacks. Okay, so that's not it. So 2 Hercules would be similar to... You can also become immune to damage for 1 turn. That doesn't help. So 2 Hercules would work, but I would actually prefer 2 Hippolytus, because there would be 2 Generation 3 heroes with more damage overall. So my problem right there is also because I'm using Hercules, I didn't... I basically lost out on some of the damage there. So I think if I used 2 copies of Reforged Hippolyta, that actually might be better as well, because then I get the additional damage boost there. No, I have not yet done the Proving Grounds. I could try that as well. So Quetzalcoatl is also a... it's a Slayer, though, so it's a card that does counter by 1. I guess I wanted to see if there's a card that does a 2-turn delay. If there is, I think that would have been a lot better. But if it was like, but we actually saw earlier, I was able to use both of those cards twice. So I think that's probably the best we can do. So I think 2 Hippolytus, Reforged, and matching all the gems every single turn is going to be the way to go. So Proving Grounds, it is a fire boss. We're going to be using our Water Commander cards. So I guess we can give that a try now. So we'll go through the Proving Grounds. Now, I don't have a gauntlet to show you this time. I only have the light one. And we can talk about that as well. So let's take a look at the Water Commander. I don't remember what good Water Commander cards I have are. Oh, right. I have these cards that basically no ultimate form, unfortunately. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to use Bioloom, right? And I will add the Sharks, because these are basically the most powerful cards I have. And I don't know if I need to add my Keta, just because I don't have a gauntlet to do anything with it. But it can increase my turn 1 damage, right? And so I've got that. I don't really need a passive heal. Another thing I could do is probably use my Procambrius. So I think I'd rather use Procambrius. So what I could do is I could use Procambrius to increase the damage taken by the boss. And I'm going to go ahead and use my relics. So let's go ahead and do Water Commander. And so I've got all of these relics that, I pulled so many relics when I tried to get Nicole. And I was able to get a 3 pink start relic without actually an ultimate form. Look at that. I have 3 ultimate relics with not a single water... not a single water ultimate form. So, you know what? That's okay. Let's just play. Let's swap this out for a more powered one. So let's do that. Or actually, I should just go ahead and do this. Okay. So many sharks, so little Nicole. I know. So Queenie, yeah, so if you have a problem with the spires, let me know. I will help you afterwards as well. And Isaac, welcome to the stream. So Morny, can maybe take a look for Crusade, look for 3 previous Baron Armageddon Taurus? Sure, we could definitely do that. All right, so let's go ahead and try out a let's see how much damage we can do using this team. Oh, so this was the team I used before, but that was for Slayer. So that's not gonna, I mean, I could always use the Slayer team. I'll probably use that next, but I'm gonna use my group 3 Water Commander with no ultimate form, just to see how much damage I could do to the best of my ability. All right, we need to send complaints to the content team. Yeah, so let's do that. Okay, so let's go and play. And yeah, so John, I guess you might have stepped away when I did your deck advice. You can always take a look afterwards. It's a way, there's incentive for you to go back and take a look at what. Wait, oh, so one of my cards actually, because of my ultimate relic, I got a card that started with full battle skills. That's good. So that will give me a little bit of added damage boost. So let's see how much damage you can do on turn 1 then. So Sylvie, honestly, like, I don't actually use counters except in the case where it's Gem Silence. And I didn't pay attention to whether or not there's actually Gem Silence. And so we'll see. And the counters don't actually come into play until a little bit later. So when your cards, when you basically start getting 2-turn stuns, or maybe like multiple cards getting stunned, that's when it actually will. Wait, why? Oh, because I activated first. So I guess I'm gonna lose out a little bit here. So that's when the shoot. That's when the counters actually come into play. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, honestly. Yeah, so this is gonna be a little bit low. I'm hoping to hit 1,000 with this team. I mean, I don't have an ultimate form, and this sucks because my leader is the one that's stunned, so I can't actually deal a lot of damage. So I'm not going to activate all of those. So there's no Gem Silence. Thank you, everybody. And so we're gonna save up some gems here, and I guess what I need to, so far it's been my leader and Procambrius that's been stunned. I haven't been able to use his skill, so this is the reason why like the Gauntlet is going to be really really helpful. So let's go ahead and use him now so that we can get this going, right? So let's do Procambrius, and the way to play Procambrius really is you want to. This is such a waste. Let's just go ahead and do this. So the way you play Procambrius is you activate it one time, and then in 2 turns you want to activate it one more time. So then by the 3rd time you can stack it, and then the boss is going to take that much more damage. So let's hope that it doesn't get stunned next turn. So we're gonna do one more turn here. And I guess I should have probably also been attacking more because Biolume actually requires more skill points to create more power gems. And so what we're going to do is we're going to activate here, and we're going to see how much damage we can deal with the setup with this attack damage increase taken by the boss. So we're at 920. I think we can hit 960 at least before we die. And Lufan Giraffe, try your setup. Not sure. Oh, okay, so you think you can kill the ultimate with 2 counts, 1 Frankie, and either 2 Willis or 2 support card? Yeah. But then, how would you survive the hits though? So if you go with 2 counts, 1 Frankie, and 2 Willis, you're basically going to die the first turn, and then when you come back, you don't really have enough power gems to. I don't think you'll have enough power gems to really deal enough damage though. You need at least you need a few turns. You need a few turns to really raise your power gems. Okay, so I think this is probably going to be it. I'm going to lose after this round, and it's always feels bad, man, when I leave like a power gem 3 or power gem 4 behind. Did I get it? Oh, I didn't get it. I need like a little bit more. So let's go ahead and activate this. So I can. The goal here is to get above 960. Get to 960. That's the goal. We can't get 1,000, but we got 960. So that's okay. So this is without an ultimate form, but we do have 4 Magic Collection cards in here. But that's the best we could do. That's okay. No Gem Silence, that's good, but there was armor. And so let's see, there was armor, blind, and poison. So not too bad. But as you can see here, my all-time best score was 1200. I think I used a Slayer deck in here. I think I showed it the first time I used a Slayer deck. So this is the case where, you know, having a Slayer deck that uses uses Keta in this case with the ultimate form is actually going to net you more damage. So that's the proving grounds are there. We're in Ruby right now. You know, currently in the 5th place, which is good. And I'm saving up my coins. I'm saving up all my coins so that I could try and both open up an ultra rare card and also a crate. So I'll do like a crate opening video when it's time. So right now I'm just gonna be saving as much as I can. And so I think somebody said that they wanted to take a look. So Baron Armageddon is gonna be the one I'll take a look at after. So Isaac, I will also take a look there. All right. So Sylvie T, yeah, so I answered that question already. And so, okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Baron Armageddon. Baron Armageddon Taurus. Armageddon Taurus. So let's take a look here and see what you got. So you've got, for Crusade Ultimate, you have a whatever deck. And is there another one? So if it's not in your slot 1, then I don't get to see it, unfortunately. So you've got 3 previous commander and 2 event MCs plus Frank. Yeah, so I think what I showed here is I think if you use 2 counts and sort of like the strategies I showed you, then it should be possible for you to take out the ultimate boss. And so right now you've got Quick and Dirty, and you've got so like this is the same setup that I saw with Rock for Life. I don't think you're gonna have any issues there. Like, you know, in terms of activation, I would put the ultra rare card in the middle again, like I said. So if you're activating from right to left, just activate Quick and Dirty first, then Willa, then your ultra rare card, and then go back to the beginning, Quick and Dirty, Willa, then the Count, and then Frankie. So that would be the direction I would go in this particular deck. And like I said earlier, I think turn 3 is going to be more than enough for you to deal enough damage against the bosses there. Okay, and the next person is going to be Sir Bustump. Okay, Sir Bustump. And you got Spire deck for Queen 2/2/2 Eve. Yeah, I guess I can just take a look right afterwards. And so, did you have a specific team that I could take a look? So I see one here that's a Slayer plus. So you're using Chantel plus Gallant Sir Gawain. I'm not sure if that is the team you're actively using, but you do have Quick and Dirty. And so I'm just going to take a look at your Earth Commander cards. So you got Quick and Dirty, and you got 3 Frankies. So Frankie is not a card to be dismissed, to be honest with you, because this is the most powerful event card to date. Like, there's no other event card that gives more single damage boost than Frankie. So you're going to have you're going to be just fine. Like, I would not even worry about using Gallant Sir Gawain, to be honest with you. Like, if you have Quick and Dirty, you got Willa, and then you've got your ultra rare card, I would do those 3 plus 2 Frankies. That's the team that I would go with. I wouldn't put in the Sir Gawain. You don't need the heal, to be honest with you. Like, you don't need the heal in the commander deck. You're not gonna take that much damage, especially since if you get Frankie on the team, you're going to have more max HP as well, so you're going to be fine. And so I would do that instead of Sir Gawain. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to basically, again, same strategy, activate Quick and Dirty first, then Willa, then ultra rare card, and then go back again. Then you activate the 2 Frankies, and then if you do this in turn 3, or if you get close to 120, basically you want to go between 60 and 120 skill point, that is where you're going to maximize your power gems. So I think that would be a better team setup than this with Sir Gawain. So that would be my recommendation. You also have this relic here, which is fine, but it only powers up 3 of your cards rather than 5. So if you don't have the relics, that's fine. But let's see if you have the relics from this particular event, right? So if you look at Earth Commander, so I would say, yeah, you have more than enough Earth Commander relics. I would actually prefer using all Earth relics as opposed to a Generation 2 relic. You should only use Generation 2 relics if you don't have any other options, just because you're actually missing out on additional damage there. And so Isaac, I can't see Group 4 compositions. I can only see Group 1 when I look at other people. And so that would be my recommendation there. If you already are using that, then great, but that would be my recommendation anyway. And so now let's take a look. So Queen, did you put your did you already put your in-game name in here? So let me know if I guess I could try this, see if this is just your in-game name as well. Yeah, so let me know your in-game name, so then I could help you if you wanted to. If you want me to help you, and then if you wanted me to show you Reaper, I can definitely show you the team I used. So Group 1. Let's take a look. I think this is the team I used. I mean, I just didn't change the name. So basically, I used my Keta, and then I used Frozen Devastation. And then at the time, I guess this was the highest. This was the commander card that I had the highest commander boost. So I would be changing that out now, because like this card also doesn't help me. So I would probably put in either the shark, or I probably put in the shark just because I can get additional power gem spawn. So like if I were to go now with a Slayer deck, I would use this instead. The reason I put in that pirate farm before was because it had a 13 times commander bonus, so that helped increase my damage overall as well. But this team will actually deal more damage, I think, than my current commander team. And you notice that what I do is I put in all Slayer relics in here because I don't want to dilute my power output by putting in a commander relic in there. And so Queen 212 Eve. Okay, so let's try it one more time. It said that it. How about spacing? Right. So this is exactly what I see, and I can't find you. So maybe I could try removing a space. Yeah. So I'm trying. Queen 212 Eve. I've typed it in, but it won't find you. And I've tried it with space, and it's not finding you either. So if I can't find you in this particular stream, just send me. Yeah, I've tried both. I've tried both, and it's not working. So just let me know. Yeah, Reaper, give it a try. You can always use Slayer. You can always use Slayer decks in Commander. Proving ground teams. You might actually do better if you have the ultimate form in Slayers rather than Commanders. So yeah, so like I'm trying this Queen 212 Eve with space, no space, and it's not working. But what you can do is just send me a message, pictures or whatnot. Queen Eve 212. All right, so that's different. Queen Eve 212. Okay. So there you go. And so Spire deck, did you label it Spire deck? Because I don't... So this is the one. All right. So I guess what is technological and honored and technological honor? So what is Spire? Let's see. What floor are you on? Let me take a look. I'm gonna scroll up and take a look at the chat. Though I kind of gotta go back. Let's see. Sorry for the. Yeah, what tower are you talking about, by the way? So Spire, what's the tower, and what are the? Yeah, if I don't know the tower, then it's gonna be hard for me to tell you how to adjust it, but let's see. So dark tech. I don't know if we have a dark tech or dark honor. So that would be, but if there's like any other dark affinities, that would be ideal. But are you having issues with this? Because I feel like you should be okay with all the power gems that you're going to be able to create. I mean, you've got Overloaded Balava, you got Wasteland Spectre, and you've got also the Exenka here. Engineer Exenka is going to be able to... So the way you play Engineer Exenka is you want to attack 3 times. So you do your 3 best attacks with Dark, and then you just use her battle skill to do 1 big nuke. I can't imagine that being a bad... And Spire 138. So I'm going to go back and take a look at Spire. I haven't played Spire in a while. So Gabor, nice to see you in the chat here, in the stream here. Welcome here. We're actually just kind of now going into the Heavenly Spire. We're going to go to Tower 1 and floor 38 to take a look to see what we can do here. So 41, so 39, this is 38. So Spire 138, this is... Spire 138 is a water level. So is this the one you're talking about? Because this is a water team, and the one that I saw in your team makeup was dark. I'm not sure, maybe that's because it's the last one. No, that was fire. So if it's Tower 138, then it's actually a water floor, and it's dragon, ancient, spirit, and honor. And so 39. So okay, so tech, human, and corrupt. So you actually don't have the right setup in you don't actually have the right setup there, because okay, so MTM also has more information about Heavenly Spire. So plug away, let as much information as possible, put it in there. So okay, so now let's go back and take a look, right? So this is actually corrupt, human, and tech. So if you don't have the right setup, then you're definitely not going to be successful there. And you have 3 honored in there, which isn't the right setup. So let's go and take a look at Queen Eve 212. So remember, it's corrupt, tech, and human. So now let's take a look at your collection. Now let's go and take a look at your dark human. So first thing I'm going to look at is dark human, because there's a dark human generation 3 hero. So you honestly just need to use your Reigning Monarch, Hylic, Nusa, Hylic, and you're good to go. Or you could go with corrupt. That's also a generation 3 corrupt. So menacing Tikbaklong, and you've also got Manananggal, the Wicked. So these 2 are also possibilities. So literally, I would just use menacing Tikbaklong, because that's a commander, right? So probably better option for you is to use your dark human team. So that's a Slayer team. Yeah, so this is going to be your better options. Just put in your Reigning Monarch, Hylic, Nusa, and Hylic, and then put in Gia, I guess, because I don't think we have a dark tech team that is generation 3. Yeah, we don't. And so that would be the team that you should go in with. Okay, so we're gonna go over this again, because you don't need to really mix and match all those. All you need is to go in with a human team, and it would be Reigning Monarch, Hylic, Nusa, Hylic, and then put in Gia, just so you can get more power gems. But honestly, with those 4, you should be able to take it out in 1 or 2 shots. That would be my recommendation. So the team that you actually had was not correct, and that would be why you're dying. But if you put in the generation 3 cards in there, then you should be okay. All right. And yeah. So MTM, you have did you just, so you're typing up bit.ly? Let me see if I can just do this, right? So HTTP is HTTPS bit.ly/Heavenly Spire. So I think, that would be the link that you guys can check out so that you could, get as much information as possible about the Heavenly Spire. It's been a while since I've done a Heavenly Spire video, but I'm glad that I could help you guys out. And so it is now 10:40. Can't remember how long it's been, but I think I started around 9:30 or so. And so I think this is going to be it for me for the stream. As usual, I try to keep it within an hour or so. Really appreciated the time that you guys have spent with me here a little bit late. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to make the team work without the Yoran Swarmers. But I think we came close with the 2 cards option there. So I'll continue trying and then see if that works out. But anyways. For this event, this is pretty much it. I didn't get a chance to talk a lot about the other aspect of it, but I guess I'll just end with this. I know that a lot of people are unhappy with things that are going on, but for me, I think I just kind of played as is. I'm not really too concerned about the fact that we have multiple participants that can go in. I've been meaning to say this as well. I'm not really too concerned about that, just because I think with the 20% overkill requirement now, it really isn't that big of an issue at this point anyway. And also just with this team, you now have more options to be able to take it out easily. So I think that that should be okay as well. But anyways, so far I haven't found it to be too much of an issue for me personally, but I would love to hear your feedback on it. Let me know in comments and let me know what you think. I think that if people enjoy and they would have things that they don't enjoy for very good reasons, and so let's talk about them, let's share them, and we can always use that as feedback loop for the developers so that they can make this a better experience. So sorry for rushing sort of that last bit, but I just kind of wanted to make sure it's not too drawn out, too long. But I'm definitely open to more conversations about it, and let me know what you think. Okay. And so that is all for tonight. Thank you very much. And what we'll do is for sure we'll meet again on the next Tuesday stream. But between now and Tuesday, I'll probably have something in between as well. Either another surprise stream if I have the time, or just another video that I can help with. Okay. So thank you very much, everybody. And I will see you next time. Take care. And if I missed anybody, just feel free to reach out to me in the network chat. All right. Take care. Have a good night and good morning, good evening, good day, wherever you might be. All right.